So it's no secret that you and Hunter S. Thompson were super tight. And I was just thinking about that we never really discussed that with you before. You must have had some wild times with him. Like, what would you say is your craziest Hunter Thompson experience?
So after he passed away, Johnny Depp was going to do the funeral. It was invitation only. There were people camped out on the hillsides who couldn't go to the funeral with telescopes and things like that. It was just insane. No one was allowed to drive to the property. They had a series of buses that were taking people from downtown Aspen up there. Because we lived literally across the way, we just walked, obviously. But so when you got there, they had a whole Hollywood crew come in and stage the funeral, basically. So when you got there, you walked into this long rectangular tent, and it was all dark. It was all swabbed in black, had a lot of candles. It was very somber. It was very kind of respectful, had pictures of him and his family and things like that. And they went in. There was a very brief ceremony. A few people talked, a few his son and a few close the sheriff and various people. And then they rolled up the back of the tent, which was like a curtain, and ushered everyone out onto the lawn. And there was this giant aluminum, cannon, which is as high. It was same height as the Statue of Liberty.
Wow!
Wow!
Yeah, that's enormous.
And a full stage with sound and lights and a whole thing, right? And so, but what we didn't know was after we walked out to the grass and where all the stuff was, they closed the curtain behind us and they transformed the place where we were into a complete bordello bar.
Oh, how cool.
So then they had this, it's a long story, but they showed a movie of him designing his funeral back in the 70s with whoever the artist was, a good friend of his who did anyway. And it showed Hunter literally drawing the cannon and saying, when I go shut this fucking cannon, he talked like that. And
yeah.
And there was and Johnny Depp realized it. He made it happen. And so then they rolled up the curtain and the music started. They blasted the music and it was a full bar and everything you can think of. And everybody's drinking and going nuts. And then the music started playing. And of course, then they shot his ashes out of the cannon. It was surreal. It was, I'll tell you, I think the pharaohs would have been
right.
his funeral.